If America was founded on one thing, it was the idea that we, the people, create a government that is accountable to us, not the other way around.
The 2024 election is all about you. It's about you. You. You got to get out there. You got to vote. You got to learn about the issues. You got to learn about the policies, what is happening in our nation, both on a national level as well as foreign policy, because by God, we are on the verge of World War III in Europe with Ukraine and Russia at each other's throats. And of course, with the Biden administration doing everything it can do to egg that along, at least that's my opinion. We see China and Russia off the coast right now, war games off the coast of Alaska. How insane is that? I do believe that it is because we have a weak administration and a weak president. So folks, like I say all the time, 2024 is just around the corner, but you have to own it. So today I have a very successful businessman, candidate for the election, for the presidential election, Vivek Ramaswamy. Yes, he's going to be on. He's going to talk to us about why he should be the president. But I'm going to tell you why I have him on. Okay, he's moving up in the polls. I mean, I was just, the last poll that I saw, it's Trump, DeSantis, and Ramaswamy, right? That's huge. He's 36 years old, highly successful, very smart, understands the Constitution. And the reason why I have him on the show today, and you're not going to want to miss this, is because he understands the government. He understands the Constitution. He understands the rule of law. These are so important in this day and age because you are really in charge, folks. It's you. So whether you're driving to work, whether you work paycheck to paycheck, whether you're a stay-at-home mom doing the hardest job of all, raising your children 24/7, whether you're teaching your kids at home or putting them in a public school where your hard-earned tax dollars are being spent and many times not wisely, you want to put people in office that are going to fight for you. They're going to want to fight for you. They are going to be the candidate that is going to back you, and you are going to have their back. And that is not what we have in the United States of America now. So we need to wake up, you and I together. This is an awesome mission. You and I together, think about it. We are given the responsibility to put a person in office that is going to be the leader of the free world. That is an amazing responsibility. You are actually the boss. I want to get right to that. But first, I want to thank Allegiance Gold. Allegiance Gold allows you to diversify. And what do I say over and over and over again? In this day and age, when everything is so upside down, we've got to diversify. You've got to be able to protect your assets, whether that's your IRA, your 401k, whatever it is. And you want to do that with physical gold and silver. And you can do that with Allegiance Gold. Don't just trust me. Do the research yourself. It's just that important. And Allegiance Gold can actually deliver it securely right to your front door. Think about that. They'll deliver the gold, the silver right to your front door securely. And you want to do that with Allegiance Gold because it has the highest ratings in the industry. Listen to this. 5 stars with TrustLink, AAA rated with the Business Consumer Alliance, and they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Get $5,000 of free silver, folks, on a qualifying purchase when you tell them that Sara sent you. So don't wait, call or click today, 877-702-7272. That's 877-702-SARA, no H, SARA, or go to protectwithsara.com. We can't control the Biden administration, folks, but we can prepare. 877-702-7272. That's 877-702-SARA, SARA, or protectwithsara.com. So happy to have you on, Vivek Ramaswamy. Everybody, I have been talking about how important it is to hear from new candidates, to have people in the race that actually want to expose what has been going on in Washington, D.C., and people who truly care about the American people. And I think that's you. I think the American people see, especially right now, the situation that we're in, Vivek, what is going on with our country. And I think that's why you're seeing the kind of support across the board from people across the nation. So thank you so much for being a part of the Sarah Carter Show. I'm so happy to have you here.
It's good to be on. I've been looking forward to chatting, Sarah.
Yeah, me too. Me too. How have you been able to beat, the former vice president in donor numbers? That's a huge, huge task. And why is your message resonating where the others have not?
Well, I can't speak for the others, but I am above 70,000 unique donors, and 40%, some out of them are first-time ever donors to the GOP. So that says we're drawing from a unique base of enthusiasm that our party hasn't had in a long time. And I think my winning formula is, frankly, just to speak truth in an unrestrained way. I think we live in a moment where the government believes, the people in charge genuinely believe that we, the people, cannot handle the truth. You could fill in the blank about any topic. COVID-19 to the Nashville shooter manifesto to what the reality is about the Jeffrey Epstein client list to UFOs. I mean, whatever the topic may be, we have a systematic pattern. Hunter Biden, you've talked about this extensively. Whatever the issue may be, our government basically believes that the people can't handle the truth.
I would take it one step further, Vivek, and I want to ask you your opinion on this. Not only do they not believe that we can handle the truth, I don't think they want us to have the truth. I think their intentional goal of the establishment and the left, or whatever anybody wants to kind of box them into, or how we want to frame it, the swamp rats, whatever that is, they are perfectly happy with the status quo, and they think they should be in charge of us, and that we are not good enough, smart enough to figure them out, and that we should not be given the kind of power that our founding fathers have promised us in the Constitution. I really do believe that.
So I believe that too, Sarah. I'm just going to take that one step further, though, because I think there are significant elements of the government that, just as you said, want us to be systematically lied to be able to wield greater power, dominion, control, and punishment. However, I don't think that alone would work without the added layer of the so-called centrist or establishment elements in both parties that justify that with what they think of as the noble lie. Okay. And I think that the reason that's the real tripwire in the system is if we already know that there's a government that's just hostile to us and lying to us, nobody would believe what that government said in the first place, and we'd all be revolting right away. But the real trick, and I think this exists in the Republican Party, it exists in centrist elements of the Democrat Party, is this idea that, okay, yeah, I know the bad elements, the truly hostile elements of government have done some bad things. I mean, we can really fill in the blank and use almost any topic in the last 25 years, probably for the last 100 years, but I'm familiar with the last 25, where they say, but nonetheless, we have to tell the public the noble lie because the consequence of telling them the truth now would be too great and erode public trust in our institutions. This is what happened with the origin of COVID-19 in a lab. People, sophisticated people and on down across this country knew it likely originated in a lab, but they said this will undermine public trust in science. There's, of course, the Anthony Fauci's and the Wuhan Virology Institute people who are, downright, I believe, borderline in U.S. case to potentially outright criminal in their behavior. But it's the rest of the establishment that wants to cover that up with what they convince themselves of as noble motivations. I think the same thing happened with, frankly, a lot of the dishonesty we've seen with the Nashville shooter manifesto. I think there are elements of this with respect to Saudi involvement in 9/11, something that I've been excoriated for exposing. I think that a big part of why the trick works is not just the people who want to actually explicitly lie and hold the people under dominion and control because they're hostile to the people. That exists. But it's the more dangerous managerial layer in between that says, okay, well, once those bad things have happened, we just have to sweep them under the rug because exposing that to the public would erode trust in our institutions. And I think that's actually where the plot really rests right now. That's kind of the center of the action. That's where it's closer to the flame. And that's where I'm focused on, actually, is trust as a two-way relationship.
Let me ask you this. Trust is a two-way relationship. And I think that I think you hit on something that I've absolutely believed from the very beginning when I started to finally see the light as a young journalist. And I always called it the plausible deniability, like, oh, we had no idea that was going to happen.
Right.
That was their great excuse for ignoring all the facts, right? But you did take it one step further. And it is something that has resonated with me. Sunlight is the best disinfectant for cleansing a person, a state, a family's problem, whatever it may be. But instead, the United States of America, people within the government have hidden many very dangerous and sometimes criminal behaviors. And I've seen this with State Department issues that have happened overseas. Sweep it under the rug. Don't charge people. Don't tell the truth about the border. Don't tell the truth. And you brought this up, the noble lie. But that noble lie is detrimental when it's not put in check immediately, when everything becomes a noble lie. That
Sure.
could be detrimental to the foundation of this country. It could destroy it completely.
I believe there is no such thing as a noble lie when it comes from our government. Every lie is ignoble. And it's almost the people who believe that they're just doing outright wrong stuff. That's less dangerous than the people who believe they can lie to the people, but that they're actually advancing some more noble goal by doing it. The J. Edgar Hoovers, the Anthony Fauci's of the world. That's really what this game is all about. And if America was founded on one thing, it was the idea that we, the people, create a government that is accountable to us, not the other way around. And I think that when the media itself got in on the act, started effectively running interference for the government, again, with people in those institutions who tell themselves the narrative that, well, the public can't handle the real thing, so we just have to give them what the compliant public needs, give them bread, give them circuses. That's really when you actually erode public trust the most. And so the time we need a government leader to tell the truth isn't when times are easy. It's precisely when times are hard, when those truths are hard to swallow. And yet it is in those instances where we see systematic government lying the most. The truth about what happened on January 6th, the truth about what happened with COVID-19 lockdowns, what we knew about the vaccine, what we knew about the consequences of school closures, the truth about the Hunter Biden laptop story, the truth about how our money's being spent in Ukraine. I think that this comes up day in and day out. And finally, at long last, we want a government that just tells us the truth. Give it to me straight. It's going to be bad in the short run. You roll that log over, it is scary to some what might crawl out. To me, actually, the act of doing it is true inspiration, because that is the only path to regaining and rebuilding trust in this country. I've said that as U.S. president, I will, on day one, instruct all executive agencies to publish any instance in which a government bureaucrat has either pressured or coordinated with a private actor, a company or otherwise, to do something the government couldn't do directly. Just in the case of literally one company, Twitter, we saw how bad that was. It's unimaginably bad across the scale of the entire economy, but we cannot fix the problem unless we actually see it. And yet what we're really doing now is trying to sweep it under the rug. Even the very people who will acknowledge some of those behaviors were bad, they're the worst culprits of all by trying to sweep that under the rug in the belief that the public can't handle it. It's like the Jack Nicholson character in A Few Good Men, right? You can't handle the truth. You need me on that wall. I think this is the moment where we, the people, say, no, we don't need you on that wall. And yes, no matter how ugly, we can and will handle the truth, and we require it. And we will hold accountable under the law and at the ballot box anybody who systematically lies back to us. That is why I think my candidacy is taken off, is my commitment to that message of truth. And I think we're just getting warmed up.
Happy anniversary, Mike Lindell. 20th anniversary sale. I just can't believe it. My pillow is amazing. I love my pillow. I love the fact that every time I look under my desk, my little Macy Daisy Buttercup is sleeping on her My Pillow. Okay, don't make fun of the name. She is a terror, a holy terror chihuahua, but I got to give her a sweet name, right? Anyways, she sleeps on her My Pillow, beautiful My Pillow, squishy My Pillow bed underneath my desk. I've got my kids sleeping on My Pillow pillows, 2.0, the cool ones, the regular ones. I've got the My Pillow mattress topper, My Pillow slippers, My Pillow towels, and My Pillow sheets. In fact, my whole house is My Pillow. Guess why? It's because Mike Lindell cares about America. He cares about American products, and I want to support that. So go to mypillow.com/Carter and use promo code Carter to get the queen size My Pillow for, listen to this, for only $19.98 during Mike's My Pillow 20th anniversary sale, or call 1-800-685-7221. There you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all My Pillow products, including the My Pillow slippers, pet beds, blankets, and more. Get the best night's sleep on mypillow.com/Carter and use promo code Carter, or call 1-800-685-7221. mypillow.com/Carter, promo code Carter. If you want even more interviews with the key candidates in the 2024 race, subscribe to my show on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and right here on Rumble. Thank you. Thank you, Vivek, for coming on my show. I hope you come back again really soon. It's so important, folks, that we listen to all of the candidates. We have had Nikki Haley on. We've had President Donald Trump on. I hope to have others on the show as we move closer and closer to 2024. This is about you and I. This is about our nation. It is about your children. It's about your spouses. It's about your families. It's about your life. It's about living the best life you can live if you get the right people in office doing the job that they need to do for you, right? And that means fighting for us day in and day out. That is what we put them there for, and protecting our nation foremost, protecting our nation. And right now we're in a lot of trouble and we have a lot of work to do, but I believe that you and I, we can do this. Remember, 2024, it is just around the corner, but between now and then, it is going to be up to you to make all the difference to ensure that the right person is in office. Again, this election is huge, and I want to make sure that you have the information that you need to make the right decision for your family, for your church, and for your community. If you love today's show and want even more of the Sara Carter Show, make sure you rate this podcast 5 stars and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast app, whether that's Apple, Spotify, whatever you listen to. I love it. Follow me on Truth. And by the way, leave me messages. I read them. I love them. I love hearing what you think about the show and what ideas you think would make the show even better. So please, please do that. Follow me on Truth at Sara Carter Official, on Twitter at Sara Carter DC, and on Instagram at SCarterDC. God bless you. God bless our great nation. God bless all the candidates who are running for office. And God bless the great state of Texas.